I always start shooting the video without combing my hair. I'm so lazy. Anyway, hello there. This is Debanshi. Welcome back to my channel. So, this video is one of the nicest segments that I love shooting these kind of videos, once in a while coming and talking about the shows or the books that I have loved watching or reading recently. So this particular video is basically about the shows that I have watched recently and I love them, and I'm going to share with you. So please pick my recommendations, give them a try, and you have to promise me, please have conversations with me in the comment section. I love reading comments, I love talking to you there, and I reply to every comment unless you have written something that will hurt me, which most of you don't do. Thank you, I love you a lot for that. But apart from that, please write me nice comments. Please suggest me of your favorite shows, and if you have watched any of these, do tell me how you like them to be. Okay, I have the list with me here so that I don't forget talking about any show. So the first show that I will talk very less about, that is House of Secrets, Burari Deaths. It is such a disturbing show. I mean, it just has 3 episodes. The documentary has just 3 episodes, and yet it leaves you so disturbed. Especially the second episode, it was so creepy. You're not gonna understand if you have not seen it. But it is one of the nicest pieces I have ever come across. The documentary has been made so beautifully, so nice. Not beautiful is not the word I would be using, but I don't know. It is really. I mean, I had goosebumps throughout. And you need to have a strong heart to watch it. I don't know, maybe you might differ, but I found it to be extremely creepy. And yeah, it gives you an idea like what superstition does to people, and when you need help or when you feel somebody who's close to you needs professional help, we tend to take mental health issues very lightly, and that is not something that we should do. We should always ask for help. We should always suggest help to people whom we think are suffering. So anyway, that was all about Burari Deaths. Watch it if you can, if you want to. I think you should. You should be aware about things that happen. It is definitely an eye-opener. Okay, so the next, it's not a show actually, this is the only movie that I'm going to talk about because I really wanted to include this, and this is Dhamaaka. First of all, let me just acknowledge something here. Confess something here, that I have a huge deep crush on Kartik Aaryan. I have always had, as if something can come out of it. Anyway, so Dhamaaka was a total Dhamaaka. It represents the modern yellow journalism and this TRP thinking so well. I mean, I don't know to talk because then I'll be spilling spoilers, which is not really good for you. So please watch it if you haven't. It is so nice. And the film was just shot in 10 to 12 days. I mean, that is really quick. The next show on my list is The Haunting of Bly Manor. I haven't talked about The Haunting of Hill House on my channel, but I have watched it as well. So basically this is, I thought this is going to be a prequel or sequel to Haunting of Hill House. If you have watched it, you will understand. But it was nothing like that. Yeah, the cast was more or less the same, almost the same actually. But very different stories and very amazing in their own ways. I personally liked Haunting of the Hill House better. I mean, I don't know, maybe because I watched it first. I don't know what's the logic behind it, but I thought Hill House was a masterpiece. It was a masterpiece. Bly Manor was also nice, but it was not scary. I didn't find it to be scary. The concept, the storyline was amazing, but I didn't find it to be that scary, but it was mysterious. And towards the end, like in the extreme end, in the last episode, you'll find amazing twist. Okay, it is not a cliffhanger, it is not something terrifying, it is very subtle, it is very sweet, and that was something I did not expect when I started watching the show. So I really like shows which surprise me. So yeah, this was horrific, this was terrifying, but this was also romantic in a few ways. Isse zyada I don't want to say, but yeah, if you haven't watched, you should watch both the shows, Haunting of the Hill House and Haunting of the Bly Manor. I would suggest pehle Bly Manor dekhe, uske baad go to Hill House. Otherwise, it's just up to you. But I felt a little disappointed with Bly Manor because I had watched Hill House first, and it was, in my opinion, it was better than Bly Manor, in my opinion. Then I watched this cute show called A Series of Unfortunate Events. I mean, more often than not, I watch shows because I love learning new phrases, the way they talk. English, I really want my English to be good someday, like my communication skills, alongside my grammar and everything. So this show, the characters of the show, they use some really nice phrases and idioms and phrasal verbs. So basically, if you are also in this journey of learning communication and learning to speak fluently, then you should give the show a watch. Apart from that, I think it is full of aesthetics. I like shows like that, you know. Please don't get me wrong, but Indian shows are not very aesthetic. So whenever I'm in that kind of a zone ki kuch अच्छा कुछ सुंदर देखना है, so I go for these kind of shows. It was very aesthetically pleasing. Apart from that, if you're a fan of Barney from How I Met Your Mother, then he is there in the show. So you might just watch it for him if you're a fan. And apart from that, it has bright colors, it has happy music, it's a very happy watch. So if you are somebody who is a fan of that kind of content, then please go ahead and watch it. The next show is this insanely popular show, Stranger Things. Yes, I watched it. I had just watched the first 2 seasons. I haven't really gone to the 3rd season, but I mean, it was mind-blowing. It is definitely one of the best shows I've ever watched. The characters, the story, also, but I find a few scenes to be very gross. But apart from that, it is it is really nice. And tell me if you feel the same. I think the music that is used in in this very show, I think it changes the entire perception and the entire vibe of the show. It tells you that how much music can do to whatever you're watching. I mean, I'm not able to explain it in a very nice way, but I don't think talking much about this is going to make sense, because I'm sure most of you already know about it, you've already seen it, and if you haven't, what are you doing with your life? The next show is Emily in Paris. Okay, I have very mixed feelings about this show. I love it because it is, again, it's aesthetically so pleasing because it's shot in Paris. So obviously, when you watch the show, you feel like you are there in Paris. You're actually living in Paris. They have been able to do it very nicely. But again, I feel Paris is romanticized much more than it is actually required. I mean, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel it's just like you are in a La La Land and you're in a fairy tale, and I don't really think that was very much authentic and that was very much real. So that is what I believe. I really felt bad for the character of Camille. I think that was her name. She was such a good friend, but okay, happens. Okay, let's not get into that, otherwise I'll be giving you spoilers. So that was that, and the cliffhanger was interesting in the last episode. I found that interesting, and it's a short show. You can just binge it and finish it in a day. Never have I ever. Okay, finally a Netflix show that is based on Indian stereotypes, that has an Indian as its protagonist. I mean, what better than that? This show is, please don't go by how the trailers of this show look. The trailers do not do justice to what is inside. That is only if you have a taste in shows like me. I personally loved it. It is high school drama intertwined with family, relationships, culture, diversity. There is so much in the show, and the people, how do they manage to look like teenagers, like high school people, when they're actually 25, 30? I mean, ugh. The Riverdale references in this show are amazing, and it's not amazing, it's amazing. Okay, stupid Debanshi. Anyway, you can just finish this show in a couple of hours, and yeah, if you binge watch shows like I do. The Bold Type. This is such an amazing and interesting show. Nobody really talks about it. I think it's a little underrated. It has a feminist narrative in my opinion, because all the 4 protagonists in my opinion, I don't know, but yeah, it has a feminist narrative, which is, I mean, it is very different, and you're going to learn so much from this show. You're actually going to live with this show. Okay, so basically I'll just explain the setup to you a little bit. So there is this fashion magazine named Scarlet, and there are these 3 girls who work for it. One is a journalist, one is a social media manager, and the other one is a stylist. And how they are obviously they are friends, best of friends, and their lives, their relationships, their struggles, their career, it's so much more. I feel I want a boss like Jacqueline. She is so amazing, or rather I would want to be somebody like her. She is in true sense a woman from whom you will derive so much of strength and inspiration. This show is empowering, it is inspiring, and along with that it is also entertaining. So don't give this a miss. Okay, so the last two shows that I'm going to talk about are pretty cute shows. So the first show is The Good Witch. There's a movie also, The Good Witch, and I feel the main character, the protagonist, is the same in both the movie and the show. So it is really peaceful, it is tranquil, it is so soft, so slow. Even 5 years olds can watch this. So yeah, you can actually. I mean, obviously 5-year-olds don't watch my channel. I mean, you know what I mean. So yeah, but the thing that I don't like about the show is they don't show actual magic. Whenever you hear about a show which involves these words, witch, wizards, magic, you expect some real magic, and that does not happen. That disappoints me. I'm angry because I really wanted it to happen. There's this aura about Cassie, the protagonist, her daughter, and people are in awe of them, and they are anyway. There's this sense of magic, sense of something mysterious around them, but no actual magic, no real magic happens, and that disappoints me because I'm a fan of magic shows. Anyway, so that is there. You can give this a watch because it is winters. And the concept of winters is throughout the show. I feel this Halloween, this Christmas. So I feel you should watch such cozy wintry shows in winter. I mean, I do that. I love watching Christmas movies. I just search for the Christmas and Thanksgiving episodes of Friends and How I Met Your Mother, and I binge watch them. So yeah, if you're somebody like me who enjoys doing things like that, give this show a watch. Okay, you're going to like it. The last and super cute show is Alexa and Katie. I think this is very underrated and it deserves more recognition. It is basically a teen show. It gives me so much of Hannah Montana and Disney vibe, because when I was a little kid, I used to watch Hannah Montana, I used to watch Wizards of Waverly Place. Me and my sister, we used to love it. And it's a pretty cute teen drama. I don't think it's even teen, even kids can watch it and you're gonna love it. And so these were all my favorite shows, like the shows that I have watched a couple of weeks or months ago, and I wanted to share this very list with you. And thank you so much for watching it. Do let me know how many of these you have watched, how many of these you're planning to, and if you have something nice to share, or if you have some of your favorites to recommend to me, then please go ahead and give this video a like, share it with a friend, watch together, and please subscribe to my channel, because I have this goal of reaching 2K before this year gets over. So please help me in achieving it, only and only if you like my content. Bye bye.